Hey guys, how you doing? I've decided we have moved on from Tirana to Durrës, a port city, as you can tell by all of the shipping containers to my right. It is super hot, and we'll keep it at that. I'm also feeling kind of hungry. You know what? I think I'm gonna eat first. Let's go. So, I could have just gotten a sandwich, but I figured I wanted to get out of my comfort zone. So I got these cheese fries and meatballs. Alright, I'm feeling like this was great. We got some meatballs, some cheese, and of course fries. Look at this. All right, so that was Irish 88. It was pretty good. Reasonably priced, too. I liked it. So, on to greater, better things. Look at how big. Look how big these watermelons are. Massive. I had a watermelon this morning, and it was so sweet. I've never had watermelon. Like, I'm not a big watermelon fan, but I am now. At least when they're from here. I believe this was an Orthodox priest. And the background is an Orthodox Church, so I think that would explain that. I don't know if we can get into this, but, you know, we got to try, right? I've never figured out, because they do this in Italy, too. Do they paint these trees, maybe to keep the bugs off them? So we're in front of the Church of St. Paul, or the Apostle Paul. They built this from 1994 to 2002. Pretty. It's a pretty church. And if I read right, this was like, I don't want to call it a replacement church, but it was built because the old church, I don't know what happened to it, but they deemed that it was necessary to make this new one. And now, if I'm looking here, are these olive trees? Are these olive trees? They look like it. Did you guys see on the news how in the southern part of Italy, actually in Apulia, where I used to live, the government, the police found like, I forget, it was several thousand gallons of fake olive oil. Yeah, they were mixing in like some low grade stuff that's not from an olive tree, I guess. I laughed when I heard the region. Even though Albania is a predominantly Muslim country, there is still a very strong Christian minority, especially because of the influence of the church, the founding of the church, and how some of the travels of the disciples were in these locations, among other things. So for people that haven't been here before, it's a port city. A lot of ferry boats go across to Italy and down to Greece and elsewhere. And it is a hot spot, especially during the summer months, for the people that are a little bit more inland who will come here, especially on the weekends, to do their fun. What I like, though, is the history. I mean, look at this. This is a Venetian Tower. So we're talking way back. Over there in the center part, if you guys can see down, that's the mosque. And we'll call this Rodeo Drive. More importantly, on Rodeo Drive, there's a gelato right here. We're gonna go this way. The water is calling. But so are these ancient walls. Now, if you've watched my channel before, you know typically we try to do everything for free. Aside from when we're visiting, important hometowns. But if you wanted to go into that water tower, if it really interested you, it would be $6, roughly. So right now we're on a side street that has some beautiful views of the old walls. And from my vantage point, look at this tree right here. Look at this trunk. This tree. That tree can tell you about life. It can. I'm pretty sure. This is an interesting town. You have like some older structures, but then you have like a lot of building and remodeling. I mean, it's just like the rest of Albania, really. Oh, it's like 30 degrees cooler in the shade as I'm venturing around the old ancient wall that protected the city from everyone. I really should touch up on my history in that era, since to be honest, I actually took several courses in my history major for this. But it's like for the Byzantine Empire, because once the Byzantines fell, the Ottoman Empire came in. So it's interesting because if you know that aspect of history, just the shifts and the importance of Constantinople becoming the city of Istanbul later on in the more modern times. Here's Albanian College, Durrës. It's a private school in this area. Short little story as I take you to what I think is the coolest archaeological part of town. So years ago, when I started to get into international teaching, before I actually ended up in Brindisi, which is right across the water, I actually applied to work there, and I really wanted to come here and teach, but Albania had changed their visa requirements, and even though I have a degree in history, because my teaching license was in math, they wouldn't give me a visa. So we never got to that phase of the job interview. And that was when the school had first started. So it was a while ago. Here's a little bit more of like what normal town looks like. Tattoo studio, Mama's Donuts, a pharmacy. We're cutting this way over to the Roman Amphitheatre that I believe was constructed like in the 2nd century AD. Pretty crazy. Reminds me a little bit of Malta right now. And of course you have people who deface. It's too bad. So here is what remains of the amphitheater. And what's kind of cool about it, aside from the fact that they wanted to charge me around $3 to go in there, and I won't do it. I won't. What's cool about this is this used to seat between 15 to 20,000 people. I mean, there's a bit of history right there. It's awesome. I mean, even the cobblestones are a giant pain in the hiney, the buttocks. Piriformis, gluteus maximus, gluteus minimus. But what we'll do is we're gonna go up this way and we'll just look over the fence. Aha. I found a bargain way for us to look at this. And look at this right here. Oh, crap, hold on. Isn't this cool? Imagine for yourself, gladiator. It's weird how those plastic chairs are set up down there. It's awesome. You know, I probably could give them $3, but it's okay. It is really, really cool though. And just to think about it, just the history, like this is thousands of years old. It's amazing. And what's cool about it is when they built this, they basically put this in the center of the city. It's still pretty much in the center of where the city formed. And now you can't tell that well. Maybe you see the cranes in the distance, but we're right on the water. Right on the water. Amazing. Really, 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 really cool. I gotta admit, before we leave and explore more areas, I feel like I'm in Goodbye Mr. Chips. That I am Mr. Chips. Yeah. How many people have seen that movie? How many people know what I'm talking about? Feel free to put in the comments if you do. Amazing. Ooh, dilemma. Do we go up the alleyway? I think we'll go back down towards the center. And then let's check out this water. I am about to die. You know, I was almost going to tell you that this was probably not going to be worthwhile to come to the spot. And then I just saw that, and now I'm just kind of speechless. There's Rodeo Drive again. I actually have a student from here, and they're like, Mr. John, you have to check out my town. So I'm here. I'm checking it out. I'm here for the day. Beautiful. I love the mosque too in the background. You know, there's something about palm trees in the right location that just kind of warm the heart. Like the palm tree that I saw in the was the Charles de Gaulle Square in Warsaw. Really, really out of place. But here, it makes sense. So here is their the center mosque, if you will. Very cool. I think it was constructed from 1992 to 94. I don't know if you guys are noticing a theme here. I mentioned it in my Tirana video, but now I mentioned it here. Is that these churches and these mosques, they were being built in the mid-1990s because that's when communism came to an end here. Prior to that, both religions were persecuted, and you know, the governments were not funding any of that. It's not really a tenet of communism to believe in a religion. Religion is communism, which, you know, doesn't make sense because it's a business thing, but economic theory. But anyway, there you go. Here's the Opera House as we continue our tour. Whew. Oh, it's so much chillier right here. It is lovely. I know for sure in like Casablanca, I think, there's a mosque that non-Muslims are allowed to go into and tour. I don't know how that is here, but I like it. Oh, look at this. This must have been a shopping plaza in the past. So maybe someone can help me out with my fashion. So this Hawaiian shirt is so light and it covers me up well. Is there something that's like a t-shirt that is also a Hawaiian shirt? I'm just asking for a friend I know. Kind of interesting, they have there's like a bar or restaurant up on the rooftop over there called Zodiac. I love the proximity, how it's like literally just up those stairs, you're back to the amphitheater, the Roman amphitheater. Wow. It's awesome. So we're on Rodeo Drive. Little ice cream parlor right there. Just trying to stay in the shade for a moment. Make our way back to the beach. Got a little side alley right here. I'd rather stay on the tourist street. So, this must be a franchise because I saw it before. The Muleri place. I got yelled at on the bus by this woman. Well, first of all, before I talk about this, the bus was ridiculous. They told me it was like a 30-minute walk. It was like a 45-minute walk. I got lost. Well, I didn't even get lost. I didn't realize the Google Maps was screwed up where it was. And anyway, I saw this guy on a bike. So I saw this guy on a bike, okay? Literally, I'm maybe 5-minute walk from the place. And it was ridiculous. So this guy on a bike, he and I are standing there at this light, okay? And I said to him, I'm like, hey, do you know where the bus station is? And he's like, where? I said, the bus station. So he's like, are you American? I'm like, yeah. So I said, he's like, where do you want to go? And I'm like, to the bus station. He's like, well, yeah, but are you flying? I said, to the bus station. So this is when I clicked. So I showed him on my phone the city of Durrës, and he's like, yeah, but you need to see where we are to go. I said, no. And he wanted to see it clearer on my phone as he's sitting there on his bike, and he's holding my phone, and I saw him pull it in. And yeah, sure, there was sun, but I knew something was up. So I took the phone, and literally I had to tug it away from him. He gripped onto it. I think his intention was just to, drive off with it, although I would have been able to knock over a frickin' bicycle. But anyway, I was all confused. I walked back, and I went to like a hotel. No one was there to ask questions. So I just went to the first bus stop, actually the second bus stop I saw. And I was like, I'm just going to get on the bus and ask them if this goes to where it needs to be. And the lady's like, yeah, it is. So it was like 40 cents for me to ride the bus for a minute because I had walked the whole way. And then we got to the bus station, which isn't a bus station. It's a parking lot with all these buses. And you just have to find the one that has the location that you're going to. I would have filmed it all, but God, I was so annoyed. Actually, I wasn't even annoyed. I was just exhausted from the entire process. So we ended up, I got on the bus, and I'm sitting there, and we had to sit there for the whole thing to fill up. So it wasn't like that there was like this set time. It literally was just, once the bus was full, then we would go. And yeah, that was, so I sat on the bus for like 35 minutes. It was more air conditioned then than when we actually went. Got one of our strays right here, look. Look at him. He's so cute. Aw. He's like, this is the coolest spot in town for me. So anyway, I'm doing my thing, okay? I'm sitting there, and I'm trying to figure out a way to shoot stuff. So here, I'll show you the photo. And this is actually the crop version of the photo because I could see the lady hiding her head. So anyway, like about 2 minutes later, well, maybe 10 minutes later, once we actually start leaving and we're on the road, I wanted to shoot this. And I had to explain to them that I was just trying to film the road. It's like, give me a break. Not that they know I'm a travel vlogger. But it's like, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to like frame your photo? And it's so weird because some people, they don't want their photo taken. They want to give permission. And I'm like, you know what? Did you see all the security cameras in the city? Your photo's taken every day without your permission. Every single day. So that's where we came from. And this is where we're going, to Lucifer's Lounge, because I took a picture of that lady without her permission. I thought it was less invasive than me using this camera, taking this puppy out. Oh, thank God, KFC is here. You know what they don't have, or I have not seen? I have seen Burger King. I've seen KFC. I have not seen a McDonald's. Not that that's a selling point. I'm just stating. They have a statue over here. I'll show you before we actually look at the water, because, God forbid we lose track of where we are. But I don't know. This must be a partisan statue. It's a little bit ridiculous. Some apartment buildings right behind the, right in front of the that school we looked at a little bit earlier. And then look at this monument right here. This guy's got a gun, a weapon of sorts, overly muscular. And this is cracking me up. So this guy, all right, so this beautiful woman, at least her silhouette looks quite beautiful. She's like leaning in for a photo. This guy's taking photos of her and checking with her, of course. She just sat back a little bit. Maybe it's some famous Albanian model that I don't know about. And then there's a guy playing his clarinet. You guys are gonna laugh. They just asked me to take pictures of them. So literally for the last minute or so, I was standing, looking out here as the couple sat on the edge, and I tried my best to take a good photo, which really is just this. You take as many photos as possible, and hopefully one of them will check out. Water smells awesome. More of Albania down that way. You can see the mountains in the background. And then I believe the beaches that people go to, you gotta go down there, way down. We're kind of on the Promenade, if you will. And then if you look out straight, yeah, if we just go straight, okay? You know what you're gonna hit? The country of Italy. So cool. So cool to be back on the Adriatic Sea. The way the wind's blowing today is awesome. Being serenaded right now. So this is the city of Durrës, which has a ton of stuff to it. And I think with that, I think we're going to end this show for today. So thank you for coming to Albania with me. And I'll see you guys real soon. Somewhere else. Probably. Alright guys. Peace. With my new favorite musician in the background. Serenading us. He's awesome actually. Love it. Does this look like some music icons to you? Mick Jagger maybe? Not sure who this is. Oh, Bob Dylan, because it says it. You know, they actually have it written down. I thought that was John Lennon at first, but I don't think it is. And this is the infamous Tina Turner. You know, it's too good to not keep walking and strolling. It's kind of funny though. So you have this like beautiful beach area, okay? It is funny, just like that. They have this little playground, but then you have over here, like, they have these, like, never-ending story Roman gods. See how I tie that in? Here, we'll cut across. I'll show you. Oh, it's a fat little bag. Like, look at this right here. So back to my Mr. Chips reference from earlier. If I remember right in the movie, Mr. Chips met the love of his life when he wasn't in Albania. I think he was in like one of the Greek islands. Maybe he was in Turkey even, but he was doing like an archaeology thing. He was touring the sites. Again, if I remember right. Oh, that's cool. Huh. Look, guys, they're fighting without their swords. Wow, those are some muscular gentlemen, let me tell you. Maybe they missed their calling. There are people in the water. Oh, hi, puppy. Cute little puppy down there trying to collect himself. These aren't the mean dogs that I met over in Greece. Talk about annoying. Barking at me, making me pay their food tax. You know, there's something so special about the water, the Adriatic. I thought as much when I lived in Brindisi, and it still holds true here. Not that many miles away. All right. That's it for bonus footage, guys. Until next time. Peace.